Welcome back to Total War Therapy, and it's late night here in Italy. Everyone is sleeping, so we have to be very quiet. Say that I'm very happy that Chaos Dwarfs War Machines were your pick for this week. Construct keep catching up till the end, and I'm actually surprised of your interest for Wood Elves. Tomorrow there will be the poll for the next week, in case you're interested. Please consider to support my channel if you enjoy my videos, and we can start. The Skullcracker, recruitable with a second tier advanced military building, so you can start to enjoy it early in your Chaos Dwarfs campaign. It's the only not range machine we will discuss today, so its power is exclusively about its melee capability. 60 of speed, not that great compared to average chariots units, that it's probably the category it's closer to. You cannot make it wander free around the battlefield, because if cavalry, fast monsters or cannons or even characters will chase it down, they will accomplish their purpose, because they will be faster and with a more focused melee strength. You have to keep it as close as possible to your army, so it will be easier to defend in case of troubles. Now, let's talk about the specific stats. Forgettable melee stats, that is why you cannot rely on it engaging in prolonged combat. Decent charge but not impressive. So, what's the main strength of this machine? Actually, there are some key features that makes this war machine probably one of the strongest units in all the game. You heard well, all the game. I'm talking of its collision attack ability, that given the mass it will make this machine able to annihilate entire troops of infantry in one single charge. It causes terror, so after the charge main infantry will just root away, and he has an additional ability called More Power that increases the mass, speed and acceleration to deal even more damage. So you don't need to overuse this unit in the battle, you may just charge once when the two front line will be engaged and the job is done. It requires a lot of micromanagement, but the damage is insane. The Iron Demon, basically the Chaos Dwarfs version of the steam tank of the Empire. It's the same as the Skullcracker, but with the lesser melee stats, half of the attack, around 100 weapon strength less, but with a decent missile attack. Now, let's talk about it can fire while moving, that it's okay. If you ask me about aesthetic and charm, I'm in love with this unit, but about its effectiveness on the battlefield, I'm a little concerned. At least with the Skullcracker you have clear what its role, but with the Iron Demon you sacrifice some of these melee stats for a missile attack that for me is seriously arguably effective. Like the steam tank, but at least the steam tank is so armored to be indestructible by basic units. The Iron Demon is more vulnerable, the range is just 120. The only good thing is the suppressing fire that will reduce the speed of enemy units, and this is great if you want to cross fire on them. But overall it's more beautiful than strong, and it requires a lot of micromanagement for a value hard to extract. Tell me your opinion in the comment, but this is my personal view. The Magma Cannon is the first strictly artillery piece we will discuss today. The cheapest of its category, recruitable with a second tier advanced military building. It's still mobile, so unlike the traditional field artillery, it's easier to move around in case of changes in your formation. It's very versatile, strong both against bunches of infantry and single entities. It shot this big fireball with the flaming effect and burn effect, that is basically a debuff that reduces the leadership of the enemy hit. This bonus is very powerful because it will make root your enemy sooner than other artillery pieces. A decent range of 380 and 500 of weapon strength explosive damage included. It's mostly made for infantry, quite accurate, but give it a chance also against monsters, monstrous infantry, cavalry and so on. It can deal with basically everything, a must in your early campaign with Chaos Dwarfs. Deathshrieker rocket launcher, basically the Chaos Dwarfs version of the High Elves Eagle Claw bolt thrower. He has two different fire modes. You can recruit it with the third tier advanced military building, so a little more elite and expensive compared to the other machine we already talked about. The common stats to the two kinds of ammunition are a range of 420, a little better than Magma Cannon, and flaming and magical effects, so supposedly better against demons, undead and so on. Like the Eagle Claw, he has a mod focus against infantry that in my opinion opinion, and maybe many of you will disagree, it's far less accurate than the Magma Cannon. Even if it shoots more rockets, this is for the high difficulty where the enemy try actively to dodge artillery shots, and since its trajectory is more arch like the one of a mortar, for the enemy it's easier to avoid it. Now, the second mod, the anti-large big rocket one, for me it's still better than Magma Cannon. I mean, it would be easier for me to say this unit is amazing, this other unit is amazing, but I really think this is an underperforming unit. This big bullet is more accurate than Magma Cannon, but don't ask me why it deals less damage. I made many tries during my campaigns and that's it. Now, if they change this overnight with a new patch, I cannot know, but in the actual February 2025 state, I would never suggest to recruit it compared to the Magma Cannon, but still, very beautiful model. Dreakquake Mortar. This is hands down the scariest unit of the game. When you bump into a Chaos Dwarfs army with one of them, you just want to auto-resolve not to experience the heartbeat of this unit destroying half of your army in seconds. You need a 5-tier building to recruit it, at least. On the card is not that impressive, but the true power of this unit is hidden somewhere. The range is huge, 450 is one of the longest amongst artillery. The monstrous impact is an effect that reduces drastically speed and charge of enemies, but what is not written in the stats, and this is the reason this machine is so powerful, is that when the shot will hit the ground, you will provoke a earthquake, like the name suggests, that will deal damage over time to all the enemies walking within that area, not only infantry, but monsters, cavalry as well. And you have to see it to understand how strong it is. So be careful of missile units shooting at it, flying units or character, and it will be invincible in the battlefield. The Demon Tongue is a charming regimental renown. Creative Assembly did something weird with it. So basically in the campaign you have the version with the Dreakquake Mortar available to recruit. And in the skirmish battle, or in the multiplayer I suppose, you have the Soul Iron Demon one. Don't ask me why. Anyway, it's a very basic Iron Demon with a special range attack. It's not anymore a cannon, but a flamethrower, exceptionally effective. He has a shorter range of course, but the damage is insane. An apparently short reload time. There is always the problem of the speed, so you have to be careful. The best strategy is to shoot directly at the flank of your enemy to maximize the damage, and yeah, so it requires a little micromanagement, but it can easily annihilate all your enemy infantry in few shots. I love it. Of course, flaming attack, burnt effect to reduce leadership and so on. Amazing, just amazing. Thank you for following me and see you very soon.